Hey guys, Brisen here. I'm profiling my digital bug deck for you guys for the April 2020 format. I know it sucks. Everybody's stuck inside, and this is crazy. So I hope everybody's doing well, staying healthy. I know I'm trying my best, even though I gotta go to work a few days a week. So this is a deck that I actually found in all of my wife and I's commons. I built it on Dueling Book, tested it against my friend, and actually really enjoyed it a lot. So it's just a fun budget deck, so I bought the rest of the cards for like $2 and just gonna profile it for you guys. So here we go. Love the deck. It's really awesome. This is Digital Bugs. 3 Digital Bug, LED Bug, or Ladybug. All these guys can't be used for an Exceed system except for the Exceed of an insect monster. If he's changed from attack to defense position, you can add a level 3 insect from your deck, which is really cool. That's like a theme with at least 2 of the monsters in the archetype, or most of it just changing their battle positions. And then if he's used as a material, when that monster destroys a card by battle, you draw a card, which is cool because they all give the Exceeds different effects. 3 Digital Bug Cenobit. This is your special summon from Grave. If it gets switched from attack to defense, you special summon level 3 insect from your graveyard, and then the monster that uses it as a material can attack all defense position monsters your opponent controls once, which is cool. 3 Digital Bug Web Soldier. This one actually gives you the effect of changing the battle position of a face-up attack position monster, which is cool, and then you can special summon a level 3 insect type monster from your hand defense position, which kind of sucks. It'd be cool if you could special summon an attack position, but what are you gonna do? Konami makes it hard to play decks that are already hard to play. And then if he's used as a material, the defense of all face-up monster your opponent currently controls becomes 0, and you also change them to defense position, which is cool. This deck also, besides just changing its battle position, works with your opponent's monsters in defense, which is kind of cool. And then my last digital bug, I play 3 of the Cocoon Denser. He kind of contradicts what the archetype does, but he's still really good. You can switch him, or while he's in attack position once per turn. Sorry guys, you can target level 3 insect and special summon him. And then his effect as a material is the XYZ monster has him as material if it attacks the defense position monster your opponent controls. They can't activate cards or effect until the end of the damage steps, like no mirror forces, stuff like that, which is pretty cool too. So you still want to run 3 of him. At least I found you want to run 3 of all of them just so you have monsters. And Reborn in the archetype's really nice. Now on to the non-digital bugs. We don't play that many. 3 honest because they're all really weak and they're all lights. So I mean the weak he's got 0. Web Soldier and Ladybug, or Web Soldier and Ladybug have 500 and Cenobite has 15. So your strongest attacker is 1500. So this kind of gives you a little bit of an edge on your opponent. And then one tech that I'm trying out, I'm only running it 1 because it is slower. We're playing 1 Phosphorase, the Elemental Lord, which is kind of cool. So when you have exactly 5 light monsters in your graveyard, you can special summon him. So there are times where, especially because we play some recursion in our deck, that you can have 5 in the grave. It's just a board wipe, so it's just another, like, it's a boss monster for the deck. But there's no way of searching him. You kind of got to hard draw him, so only playing 1. Don't want to play too many more. Alright guys, on to the spells. I'm really struggling with how many ratios some of the spells in this deck, so you guys can give me comments down in the subscription below. I did watch a decent amount of deck profiles on this deck to get an idea of what people have been running, but I am playing 2 Verdant Sanctuary. It is a slower card, but this is a slower deck. It's kind of hard to make it faster in some ways. It's a cool card. When a face-up insect-type monster is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, which kind of sucks. It's got to hit grave, and it's got to be destroyed. You can add insect-type monsters at the same level from your deck to your hand. So literally all of your digital bugs. They're all insects. They're all level 3s. You can add them to hand. So I thought about playing 3, but it's already slow enough because they have to be destroyed by battle. So I'm thinking 2 is good enough to see it, but I'm not going to draw into too many of them when I'm losing. So that's my theory. If you guys even think 1 or none or 3, let me know because I'm still testing it out. But 2 right now has worked. I see it, but I'm not drawing into multiple copies. Same with this next card. 2 Stumbling. I did buy 3 just in case I need to run 3. In testing, the 3 worked, but only because I was in such a far game state. Like I was playing against another fun deck that didn't matter. I do think this one's kind of better than Verdant Sanctuary if I was going to run 3 of a continuous because it does slow my opponent down whenever they normal flip summon or special summon that monsters change a defense position. Now, this card does suck against links, but as I said before, this deck was part of a different era of Yu-Gi-Oh! So you kind of just got to work with what you got, but it does slow down certain strategies. What's really cool is it does, if you normal summon your Ladybug or your Cenobit, once you summon them, they'll switch themselves to defense position, and then you'll get their effect off, which is really cool. So then you don't have to wait a turn to get their effect. Also, let me read on Web Soldier real quick for you guys. Alright, cool. Yeah, so wouldn't work with Web Soldier, especially summons them in defense, but still, stumbling does kind of speed up the process, slows your opponent down. I will say my reasoning on 2, besides not drawing too many, but seeing it, is the fact that only 2 of the digital bugs in the deck, so 6 monsters out of all of them, really work off of this card. Other than that, it kind of conflicts with the Cocoon Denser, so 2, you'll draw it, but it's not going to hinder you as well. I am playing 2 of the Bug Signal. This card's really good. I'm only playing 2, though, because you kind of have to have a Exceed monster to use it. If you're kind of struggling to get one on board, this is going to be a dead draw. So you target a Insect Exceed monster, special summon from your extra deck, an Insect monster that's 2 ranks higher or lower, so it kind of helps you go up or down, which is cool. And then the materials on that target are attached to the new one, which is kind of what they struggle with, because like these guys can already go up ranks by themselves, but they lose all their materials when they do it, so it's kind of hard to get the stronger ones' effects off as much, so this kind of lets you do it, which is super cool. So yeah, guys, it's a quick play too, which is kind of cool, so you can use it on your opponent's turn. And a lot of these cards, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, a lot of them are like during your player's turn, so you can kind of get their effects off during your opponent's turn by doing that. I'm thinking I might bump it up to 3, but I don't know. We'll test it some more. I'll probably update this deck. It's fun. 3 Swords of Concealing Light. It does kind of suck because some of the digital bug effects work with face-up defense position monsters, so I know this conflicts, but in this day in Yu-Gi-Oh!, you have to deal with some pretty established boards, so if you are going against decks that are a little bit more competitive, Swords of Concealing Light doesn't target, and it will flip them face down, so then they can't use their effects. So kind of turns off your opponent's board, they have to deal with it, and then the monsters are still in defense position, whether they're set or face up, and you can get some pluses off of that. That's why I'm running it. I did think about running Book of Moon, because it is disruptive, and it works during your opponent's turn, so it's kind of preference on what you'd like to play. But I think this one's a little bit better just because they can hit multiple monsters, and it holds them in that position. So if you can only deal with one that turn, they're locking those positions until the second standby phase after this is activated. So you get literally like 2 turns, so you can get rid of defense position monsters with your Exceeds for 2 more turns and deal with things. It gives you a little more time to stall. For consistency, 2 Desires, because sadly we can't run Extravagance in this deck. Sorry guys, bump the camera. Because we rely heavily on our extra deck, so got to run that. And then Upstart, because 39 card deck's better than a 40. You'll see all your combo pieces faster. I don't care that it gives my opponent 1,000 life points. You're going to want to see your cards to make the deck work. Tech card that we're running, 3-0 Gravity. So this one is another way to switch your monsters from attack to defense. It changes the battle position of all face-up monsters in the field, so you can use it on your opponent's turn too, to make it so they all get to switch to defense, and then it keeps you alive for a turn. Or you can switch from defense to attack over them. It doesn't target, which is cool. So, and it can trigger your digital bug effects. Then I do play 3 Lost Win. I was playing Forbidden Chalice. This card's a lot better because it can recur itself, and it lasts forever. The half and the effect negation lasts as long as that monster stays on the field. And then it can reset itself from the grave. Your opponent special summons a monster from the extra deck. So you get kind of like 2 cards out of 1, which is really good. So it's kind of like my infinite impermanence for the deck. It's good in different ways. I feel like it's kind of better for this deck anyways than that card. Even though I'm poor, that's why I don't have that card. But is the fact that this halves their attacks. So your guys are so small anyways that you're trying literally anything to make it to where you can beat over their monsters. So it's cool. And then we run 3 Bug Emergency. I might cut this down to 2 because you want to make sure you have monsters in the grave to use it, and if you draw it early, it's not going to help you out. But This is kind of how you get back in the game. You target 2 level 3 insect monsters in your grave, you special summon them. They don't have their effects though, which sucks. Then also you can banish it from your graveyard in 1xyz, and then all levels of level 3 insect monsters you currently control become equal to that banished monster's rank. So, and then you can only special summon insect type monsters, but that doesn't matter in this deck. Literally everything we play is insect in the extra deck. But yeah, so this basically gives you like 2 cards, and then like let's say you have like the biggest one, which is like rank 7 in the grave. You can banish this to make the 2 that you special summoned rank 7, and then go into the big guy. So that's kind of also why it's there. I honestly debated on playing like Foolish Burial Goods or something, so you could kind of toy with that as well. But still testing. If I was to put that in, I'd probably take out maybe like a Phosphorage. Maybe like the Phosphorage, and could do like an Upstart, something like that. I don't know yet, but it'd be cool for like a 2 to 3 ratio or something like that. But yeah. And then the last card we run in the main deck is 3 Call of the Haunted. I do like this card. It special summons them in attack position. So then you can do it on your opponent's end phase. So on your turn, you can switch them to defense position. Or if you special summon them while Stumbling's up, it'll switch them to defense and you get their effects. So this deck is also about getting recursion when you can. This is why that Phosphorage is a little bit more live, because we run 6 cards to get them out of grave. So, yeah. Honestly, guys, if I was to take something out, I might take out maybe like the Verdant Sanctuaries for like 2 Foolish Burial Goods, or like the Phosphorage for 1, because I don't want to play like 3 and 3, even like 2 and 3, because I'd honestly like to use the Bug Emergency, but you can get kind of cheeky if you want to run that. You can do it. Alright, so we play 3 of the rank 3, which is Digital Bug, Scar Radiator. He's really good. All these guys are during either player's turn, which is pretty awesome. But you can detach 2 materials, so pretty hefty. You target 1 monster your opponent controls, you change its battle position. It has its effects negated too. And then if he destroys a monster by battle during once per turn and sends it to the graveyard, you can attach a destroyed monster to him as a material. So he's honestly really good. He has an effect negation in itself, and then you can also change the battle position, so then you get all the like effects of destroying something in defense position, which is really cool. And then you can keep adding materials. Next we play 3 of the rank 5 Digital Bug Corbage. You can exceed summon him by detaching 2 materials from rank 3 or 4 insect type exceed monster. And then you attach him as a material to it. And then you can detach 1 material from him and shuffle a defense position monster your opponent controls into the deck, which is really cool. And then, actually the bottom effect that I don't use very often, let me make sure I tell you this guys correctly. If the battle position of a monster in the field is changed, you can attach an insect-type monster from your graveyard to this card as material, which is kind of cool. So if you do go into him off of the Scar Radiator, then you switch the battle positions, like let's say Stumbling activates or Zero Gravity, then you can attach one from your grave to him, so he has 2 materials, which is cool. And then your next works the exact same. You detach 2 materials from a rank 5 or 6, and you can play this guy, your biggest one, Digital Bug, Rhinos Bus. He's pretty cool. Once per during either player's turn, you can detach material from him and destroy a physical monster your opponent controls with the highest defense. So, and then after that, you can destroy all of them if tied, which is kind of cool. So, like, if you overlay for, like, the, let's say you use, like, Web Soldier's effect or whatever, and you use him to basically make them all 0, and then you go into this guy, you can like wipe their board, which is really cool. And then also he can inflict piercing battle damage, which is also cool because you make everything 0 and like bash over something for damage. So yeah, it's like a free board wipe, honestly. Because yeah, Web Soldier, if it's exceed summon with him, the defense of all face-up monster your opponent controls becomes 0, and you change him to defense. So. And once that's used, you get rid of it as a material, go into this guy, and just whiteboard, which is cool. 2 other exceeds I play 2 number 20 Giga Brilliant. It is a level 3 light insect exceed, so meets all the requirements. You can detach material from him. All face-up monsters you currently control gain 300. So at Master Roll 5, if you're going into multiples, he can kind of beef up all your guys, and he can still go up into Corbage, which can go into Rhinos Bus. So that's why we run him as well. Got the nice ultimate rares. Alright. And then our links. I only play 2. Make sure I read this one correctly. I actually just found out about this card. Inzektor, Pico Felina. Really good card. When it's linked summon, you can discard 1 card. You target another insect-type monster you control and equip it to him as an equip spell. And then it'll gain this effect. She'll gain 500 attack and defense. And then you can target 3 insect monsters in your graveyard and shuffle them to the deck and then draw a card. which is super cool. So it kind of gives you recursion because you need all your combo pieces to kind of pop off in the deck. And then it'll give you a free draw. So why not? And then the last one, which is a really, really good card, is Seraphim Papillion. I saw this card come out recently, and I was like, well, what insect decks could even use it? And then when I started playing this deck, I'm like, wait, and found it in my com and started using it. And this card's great. It's a length 3. It gains 2 attack for each monster that is for each counter on it. And then you can use each effect of it once per turn. So if it's Link Summon, you place 1 counter on it for each insect monster used for its Link Summon. So let's say you use 3 to go into Link 3, he'll gain 3 counters, he'll gain 600 attack. And then you quick effect, you move 1 counter from him, special summon a level 4 lower insect from your grave in defense position, which is really cool. So you can kind of like special summon in defense and then, you know, switch their battle position with something, switch them back, get their effect, which is awesome. And then it can beat over things. So really, really cool card. And it's pretty easy to get out in this deck, honestly. And also, what's cool about him is he's kind of like your boss, because even if you have Stumbling out on board, it doesn't affect him. So, yeah. Alright, guys, that is my digital bug deck for you guys. Sorry about having to read some of the cards. I just recently started playing this deck. I actually just picked it up. This is like my first draft or rough copy of the deck. I really enjoy it, though. It's a lot of fun. I'm even learning more things, like the extra effect of Random's Bust to destroy everything in defense position, which is really cool. And then all these guys' effects are really, really, really good. So it's kind of an underrated deck, honestly. A lot of people think it's one of the worst decks to come out. I think it's a lot of fun. So tell me what you guys think about it. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you later.